Then the other one that I find interesting, when I see my kids, who are adults now, I mean, I have a grandbaby, first grandbaby. That's
and your kids' names are?
Elvis and Angeline.
Yeah.
Angeline married Johnny, and they have a baby, Mickey. It's just great. But, I'm a family guy. When I think about Elvis or Angeline, when I think about that, there's an odd thing. It's like I'll be gone and will not care in some fashion, whatever it's going to be. And I know they will miss me. But when I am in my dark period or get the cries, it is a depression, but it's weighty. It's more like I reverse that, and I'm the one left without them. It's a hard thing to explain.
Yeah.
That's enough of that.
You talked about your faith. What does your faith play in this?
Well, there's a guy named Loudon Wainwright.
Mm-hmm.
His son Rufus Wainwright's a really amazing singer. But Loudon is the guy that gave us Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road and marvelous funny songs like that. That was one I didn't mention. Janice Ian, Leonard Cohen, and Loudon Wainwright. Ron and John and those guys, they were the band for Loudon for a while. It's just great. But Loudon has a song, it's about fear of flying. It might be called Fear of Flying, I'm not sure. Basically, the idea and some of the lines are, I'm not afraid of dying, I'm just afraid of crashing. That kind of sums me up. My faith is secure, and whatever I was taught in that little church is with me, and I surely don't believe I'm headed for hell or separation. So whatever it is, I'm fine with that. I'm not afraid of dying, afraid of crashing. And that's really what got me. You can second guess all this stuff a lot, but I had a fear of needles, a full-blown phobia. Every time I said that to any doctor, they said, oh, no, I know what you mean. Everybody hates needles. I hate needles. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody with claustrophobia, and you say, get in that dark closet and shut up. Everybody can do that, and if you got claustrophobia, you can't do it. So I had a real phobia all my life about needles, especially the needles in my veins. I don't know if there's a phobia word for that, but that's what caught up with me because I didn't do any blood work for several years.
You were told you should be doing?
Of course.
You mean on normal checkups?
Every time you get life insurance or anything like that, they send a nurse around, and I'm always healthy and everything's fine, but...
You could have caught this sooner, is what you're saying.
Then you can second guess because I have a really good friend that has just been diagnosed, and they're talking about radiation or removing it or any number of things that didn't come up with me because by the time I was diagnosed, it was already gone.
So no removal or any of that talk could be gone.
There's no fixing this. We come to live here, and everybody needs a doctor, and I'm 53 or 4 or something. So in Pawnee, there's a doctor that I knew as a kid, and his dad was the doctor my mom went to, and I go, this is great. I'll go to Dr. Reamer, and I had high blood pressure at some point. It kind of hit me all of a sudden. So we monitored, and he was great. He started me on the lowest dose blood pressure medicine, and all that's fine. And he'd say, we got to do the blood work. I said, yeah, I'm working up to it. And he understood, and he said, that's fine. Let's do that in the fall or whatever it was. And at some point, it had to do with my neck, pinched nerves in my neck. It was about 4 years ago, and it was debilitating. I couldn't function, and it had to do with those nerves that go through your discs in your neck. They're big, long nerves that go down your arm, through your shoulders and down your arms. At some point, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't lift my left arm, and it was horrible, horrible pain. I went to see Dr. Rogers that owns Canes, but he's a surgeon, and we did an MRI and all that. All that to say, I remember the day I called my doctor in Pawnee after not doing the blood work. I said, I need to get in to see the doctor. She said, well, he's booked up today, and then he's leaving tomorrow for something or other. And I said, I understand, but I can't put too fine a point on it. I am suffering. What he was doing was his last day cramming everybody he could into, and of course I didn't have an appointment because he had cancer, and then he died of cancer. I was working up to getting that blood test. Then my doctor died. And then we had another doctor, and that didn't work out. And they all say, we got to do this. So now we have this lady who's actually just a physician's assistant, Mindy McGee, and she's brilliant, and she's great, and she took over this office. I have to go every once in a while because my blood pressure medicine, I got to get it renewed. So you have your regular checkup, and she does all the stuff except the blood work. She said, we got to do this blood work. I said, I know. Kind of had a deal with Dr. Reamer, and I got a phobia, and she said, I understand. Okay, I'll see you in 6 months. Then she says, how you doing? I said, well, I've been sick in my stomach and my back hurts. She said, well, something's going around. She said, stuff going around can make your back hurt, or your back can actually get thrown out or something and make you so sick you're sick at your stomach. I said, I think I'm getting better. That was on a Tuesday. And I just went down, and next Tuesday I was there going, this didn't pass. I'm sick. Then it was the big joke of the office, Stevie's going to give blood. I'm literally running the halls, Marx Brothers style, and bless her heart, she takes my blood. The next meeting, the results had come in, and the PSA, the range is 0 to 4. You hear about people 5.8 or something, and they're worried, and they're talking about surgery to remove it. Mine was 1,100.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as it turns out, that's not as rare as you might think, but she had never heard of it, and she was shocked. Dr. Rogers got me into this urologist in Tulsa that's great, and he says, well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your prostate is going like this. He had just felt it. I said, is it kind of crusty? And he said, yeah, it's crusty. Then I did the biopsy a week from then. So it's like Tuesday. To do a biopsy, they're so afraid of infections when they do that because they're going in and they're clipping little pieces from all over your prostate, 12 cores. It just puts a different frame on everything. Here I am, needle phobia guy. I'm sure over that now. They gave me that shot of antibiotics because they were going to do the biopsy. And it was truly an Oral Roberts kind of deal. I'm saying it's just because it whipped whatever was going on inside me. It was like a switch was flipped and all the pain and suffering was gone. It started to come back just less than a week because I was there the next week for the diagnosis. And they gave me my first injection of a drug called Firmagon, which is the anti-testosterone thing. I think I've figured out that everybody that has prostate cancer, even stage 4, doesn't necessarily get as sick as I was sick. I couldn't lift my feet. I spiraled downward, lost 20 or 30 pounds. I liked that part, actually, but the Firmagon, that anti-testosterone thing, was the same thing. By that night, I felt great. I ate a ribeye. Never been as sick as I was that 3 or 4 weeks before I was diagnosed. So I'm thankful for that. I have good days, bad days, but mostly it's fatigue. I don't feel good, I'm never going to feel good again, but I have my new normal.
Mm-hmm. You feel like doing any work?
Yeah, I work. We work.
Yeah.
I'm going to work as soon as you leave, and
Yeah.
Jared's already here doing something. I gave him some assignments,
Well,
and I record some, but it's just I'm so whipped. I'm not asking for sympathy. It's just Jared gets here at 9:30 or 10 in the morning, and we go at it semi-hard, but consistently. He leaves at 4:30 or 5 or something, and I'm just out of it.
Yeah.